frame right here, as you can see. I did a little bit of prepping beforehand just to make sure this would work. I was really running up against the clock. I'm going to log in on my other device real quick, and then I'll fill you guys in on what I'm doing today exactly. I'm actually really excited for this one, and I hope that you guys are too. So basically, I'm still logging in, but I can still talk. Basically what my plan is, I'm going to kind of do something different than I normally do, and I'm going to do something with these Greek infantry. They're not exactly Greek, but it was kind of a hodgepodge of soldiers. So I'm kind of just going with what I can right now. I didn't really think about this one too much. I came up with this literally today. So I'm going to try to get some sort of base going on here, and then I'll figure out what I want to do next. So again, I'm just going to add some filler in. Or you know what I could do? Might actually want to set up the trench. I already won one person, which I think is me. I thought it was one like. Which would have been kind of surprising, I guess. Okay, so add that in there. That. So we have a black border that goes around this. I feel like that just makes a really clean finish on these mocks, and it makes all the difference when you're making something of this scale. Now, the one thing I am worried about is I might run out of space here, because I have these two Greek minifigs, and they're going to kind of be standing here. I might put this officer here even, then put this guy. And they're going to be kind of defending this trench. But my problem might be I don't have enough of these light or dark tan tile parts, which could be a very big problem. But my sort of plan here is I have these pieces right here. It's not a lot, but I'm going to have different walls and sections in here. But again, I shouldn't get ahead of myself too soon. So just try to get this section a little bit more polished and ready for what I'm actually about to do. Okay. 3 viewers. Good first wave. Hello, Jesus Montiel. Welcome to the stream. Oh, man. 20 in the first one. That is quite the surge. I'm building a LEGO World War II mock today. So I'm excited for this one because it's about the Greek side of the war, which you don't hear about a lot. So it's always exciting for me to try something new when I'm doing these. For me, at least. I'm building a LEGO World War II mock. So I'm not sure if you know anything about it, but basically Greece fought in World War II. It wasn't a huge front, but they were one of the last countries to hold out against the Germans. So I'm building a LEGO mock, which is basically a creation. And I'm kind of I'm free building right now, basically. I'm not doing anything too crazy. Hello, user. I wouldn't put all the rest of the numbers. Welcome to the stream. Just looking for parts right now. You can probably see that on screen, unless it's behind. Of course, it might be behind. It's always behind when I do this stuff. Okay, we seem to be settling down with our numbers here, like normal. I'd say that's a great thing, but it means that maybe my mods will hop on. I'm not sure. Alright, I'm gonna put some stuff away because I just kind of was messing around before this stream, so. Alright, we have another surge of about 6, which is pretty good. Again, just looking for parts. You can't actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so I am just throwing down some parts right now. It's not gonna look great when I first start this off. That's kind of the thing with these. You got to go with the process. Can't really force anything. I'm trying to make it look organic as I'm doing this. Just the flow of the mock, how it's going to look. So what I'm trying to do here is just throw down some parts to start off. Now I also have some dark green accents that I feel like will really bring this mock to life. And I also made this design for like a sort of flower bush, so I might make a little orchard type build that's behind this little broken white wall over here. And I feel like this would be a really cool environment. I'm gonna go until I actually finish this one, so this might be a really long stream, which could be fun. I have nothing to do today. It's a snow day technically, but hello, Georgia McMahon. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I had to double take when I was reading that. Okay, just laying down the base of this thing, and I can actually get some details down. So my plan is, it's going to kind of be a crossroads. So this trench is going to be in the middle. There's going to be a broken wall over here. And then the soldiers are going to be walking through this orchard, trying to get to the front where the Germans are trying to push through. I thought about doing a house, but I just don't think I have enough white pieces for this. So I'm not sure I will be doing that. Again, could change as I'm going along. Maybe I'll find something that'll help me with that, but as of right now, probably not. Now, I am limited in my filler bricks, which is kind of a problem if I'm doing something on this scale. But I can always burrow through some parts if I need to. Nothing new in the chat. I don't know if it's snowing for everybody else who's in the stream, but it's started to snow around me. It's not laying because there was a layer of rain before it, but yeah, it's kind of not fun because we've already had some snow. And sure, it's good for the first little bit, but it gets old pretty quick. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. Anyways, that's probably good for the filler on that one. I think I might have went a little bit overboard even. You don't need to throw down that many filler bricks. Basically what I'm probably going to try to do here is I have these dark green parts, so I might try to add some angles and start kind of building out this wall that's going to be over here. So I have a sort of idea. Yeah, that would look pretty good. 1 second. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. This one should be fun. No, that's not the right one. That would happen to be the right one. Now, I think what might be saving me when I do this one is that I'm not going for, like, full... Shoot. I just lost my train of thought. I'm not going for full dark tan because I don't have enough of those pieces. But what I'm gonna do instead, I think, is probably just have a little dark green part leading up to this. And then the orchard's gonna be all of the dark tan that I do have. I could also add in a little tree up front here if I want to. That would add some detail, make it look a little bit more smooth. And there it is. Okay. Now, I do have a couple smooth parts that I can add in, but I'm not going to go overboard with those because I want to kind of preserve those. We are at 1 like right now. It's probably been that way for a while. It's just not really been looking. Okay. So I'm gonna throw that down there, and you'll see why in a second. But basically, I'm gonna be throwing down a wall. Actually, you know, I'm gonna get that out of the way first, just that I don't have to go back to that later. Nothing new in chat again, so keep building. That. Now, it doesn't look like much right now. I do realize that. I kind of just noticed that. But it will take shape. This will take a second. I need to find a couple of parts in here because I'm kind of down on some of them. I don't really have a large collection of these white parts, except for all the plates and stuff like that. Okay, just give me 1 second. So if I throw that right there, and yeah, 1 second. This might actually turn out pretty well. Keyword is might. I'm not sure. Now these are technically glow-in-the-dark white pieces, but they'll work just fine as sort of rubble. It's kind of mixed in with that. Now, I don't really want to use all the bricks on that wall, but I might not have a choice. I'm not sure. 1 second. Man. Stuff's going around. It's a shame, but stuff is going around. Again, nothing new in chat. 2 viewers, though. 3 viewers. Nice. Okay, so there is kind of a problem here. I'm gonna have to go grab some parts for a second, so excuse me for a second, I won't be talking. 1 second. Okay, I found the parts. I was sifting through some bins that are in my actual room. Hello, Damos Puppets. Welcome to the stream. It says translating, so I guess you're from another country, but I'm not entirely sure. That looks pretty good. I do like how that looks. Now, that's kind of the problem here. Again, hello, Damos. Not sure if you didn't see it or something, but I did say hi. So I'm gonna save a couple of these white bricks, and that's probably pretty good. It does kind of look a little bit jagged, but that's kind of what you're looking for with these. You want to make them look rugged, especially when you're making a little wall like that. So then I can kind of finish the back of this by throwing in a couple of these plates and stuff like that. WhatsApp? I do not have WhatsApp. I'm not sure if you're trying to say what's up or what's WhatsApp, but I do not have WhatsApp. If that was what you were trying to say. Okay, so I hope you can see where this is kind of going. Funny idea I could do. I want to use a barber's blade to sharpen my pencil. That is a funny idea. Okay, so what I might do here is I might try to put this somewhere over there. I'm losing my train of thought right now. Do I have anything that I could throw there? Because that looks alright. I'm not going to stress about it too much. Okay, 1 second. Hello, Deimos again. I do see you. I have seen what you're trying to say. Okay. So we're just throwing in a couple of parts right here. I think I'm going to throw that in there, maybe. Maybe something more that way. Again, I kind of got to plan this out before I actually do anything. But it's already shaping up pretty well, so... Oh, I just like to hit the high button when I see it. I get it. Sometimes I do that to my friend just to kind of rage bait him when he's on his streams. It's kind of funny. Doesn't work too well, though. Okay. I'm doing pretty well on time. About a quarter of the way through my normal stream, but I might go longer with this one. I'm not entirely sure. There we go. Now I am liking how this is shaping out. I like the contrast between the green, dark green, and the other part that I was able to add in here. Sorry there is background noise. Can't really control that. Live in a house, you know. We are at 2 likes too, so thank you guys. I'm gonna throw in some more filler. So if you could just give me a second. Some guy Ahmad. So hold up. Some guy Ahmad said he'll drink whenever I said hi. So I'm trying to connect the dots here. I'm sorry, I did translate that first, so I'm trying to understand, but maybe it did something wrong. I don't know. Ah, shoot. That fell. I'm going to put the tree on later. It's always just going to be in the way. If I'm not mistaken with what you did say, some guy, you convinced a guy in a stream to drink whenever you said hi. Which would be kind of funny, that is. I do like this so far. Now, I could throw that in there, but I might try to keep it more focused on the center here. I think that's what I'm gonna do, actually. Okay. Just gonna show you guys. No, he said it himself. Oh, okay. I think I get it now. Maybe I don't. I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna throw this in here. I do like how that looks, so I can try to position the minifigs, but that's looking pretty good so far. Thus far. And to my thinking, they would be kind of backed up against the wall in this trench, and they're just kind of trying to fire on a couple of Germans that are approaching. We are at 3 likes, 4 viewers. That's better than I'm normally at this point in the stream. So thank you guys for that. Okay. So I'm gonna throw down a couple more of these filler. Again, these just kind of build up the layers in the mock. They're nothing special, but they're basically the cement that holds the mock together. It's always important to have this. I'm doing my idea. Using a barber knife to sharpen a pencil, I guess, is your idea. I'd say good luck, but I feel like that's a little bit dangerous. What would I know, though? It's not really my problem. Okay, so we are back down to 2 viewers. No problem, though. So, yeah, that's pretty good. I think I'm going to stick with that again. Now, I do got to keep in mind that I got to fit the minifigs in. So I'm going to do that real quick, make sure that they can actually fit. I am pretty happy with these minifigs, especially this one. I like how that one turned out. They were a pretty big mismatch of just different parts. And as the war kind of went on, they got more ragtag. Until in 1941, they were defeated. So, shoot. Basically, I'm trying to portray, like, the end of their conflict. They lasted very long during the war, but in the end, the Germans helped out the Italians, and they were eventually snuffed out. Okay, so I'm going to throw this guy in right there. He's kind of trying to spray the Germans with some suppressing fire. And I'm thinking that this officer will be kind of trying to, I don't know, get the soldiers to fight or something. Might be trying to shoot out from there. I do like that. That's pretty good. I have a beer cap, and I either want to make a mini cute banjo or a delicious looking cranberry pie replica. These are some random thoughts. Good luck to you then. I'm going to try to use as little as I can while still making this pathway look decent. Of course, I'm talking about the dark tan smooth plates because those are becoming a rarity in my collection. I don't really want to be missing a lot of those. Now, I could try to get this guy in here. I do kind of like that a little bit better, and then this guy can kind of be trying to signal from the side. This is sort of the officer. And they're pointing towards the cover where that German was. Shoot, what did I do here? I feel like I messed up somewhere. Maybe I did. Who knows? Okay, do I have any other parts that I need to place down? Got that in there. Throw that down somewhere. I also invented a doohickey of an instrument a few weeks ago. So you're like sort of an inventor, I guess. Got a genius over here. Yeah, I never really had the patience to do that stuff. Anytime I try to invent something or make an instrument, I did that a couple of times, but I don't know. Never really came out great. Call it the ground harp. Sounds interesting. So, can throw that there. Maybe another one of these. Okay. So we got the first wall done here. And what I'm gonna try to do is grab a German from over here. Now, you can see we got a wounded German. I might try to throw him in there. I'm not sure how he'll look compared to the rest of them. Maybe this German officer or this one. I kind of like this one better. It's equivalent to a harp, and you play it on the surface. Nice. Inventing doohickeys, I guess. Okay. So we got an officer kind of hiding over here. And I'm thinking maybe a German could be kind of dead, just to show that the resistance was tough. I installed a round pick for it. Interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna put that down maybe there. I am liking how that's looking. So we got the tree and kind of the base of this one sort of done. We're about halfway through. I think we're about halfway done the mocks, so making good progress. Of course, I can never know for sure, but I feel like it's going pretty well so far. Of course I say so far, because it can always get messed up. Again, background noise. Sorry. Not much I can do. It's like and it can be played mostly with a ruler to hear it. Interesting. I keep saying that, but it does sound like an interesting invention. I'm trying to find a couple pieces. I'm not sure what my luck's gonna be with this. Okay, and then throw in one of those. I don't know what a viotarp is, but again, I'm not into the tech sort of thing, I guess. Now, I do kind of like how this one turned out. Not sure what I'm gonna do next. I'm trying to find parts again because I'm at a lack of parts right now. I'm gonna try to find a specific part real quick, so I'll just put this in front. It's a small 1x1 plate. Probably have a couple of them in here. Yeah. Something like this. Again, we don't got anybody new other than you, Demos. Violin, guitar, and harp. It's an alternative name. I'm not sure when my mods are gonna get on, but normally by like the, 45-minute mark, people start joining in. So if I go a little bit longer, there'll probably be more people to talk to that are actually in the chat. So, no offense to you, but I normally do like when I can talk to a whole bunch of people, not just one person. It's more of an experience. It's kind of why I do the streaming. Okay, so we kind of have the base area over here, and the Germans are approaching. I don't even know what I'm gonna do here. I don't know. Yeah. I also love tanks. I do have a couple of tanks over here. I can show you them in a second, but I'm gonna try to finish this section first, and then I might show you. I built one myself that I could also show you. I feel like it's pretty decent for my abilities personally, but not. I have a model tank, Tiger 2. I've been looking at trying to get a Tiger tank of sorts, but it's never really worked. I don't know. I could probably find one, but they're all really expensive when I try to look online. And I'm trying to look at a camo one, but of course, if it's camo, it's got to be more expensive. And with Lego, you can't exactly paint it on, so. Tiger 2. I think you said that before, so I don't know why you felt the need to retract it, but no problemo, I guess. Okay, so if I throw that right there, maybe one more. There we go. I do like that. So if I throw that in there, no, that's not gonna work. It had an A. Oh. The one thing I don't like about the streaming thing is you can't really correct any mistakes, so you gotta retract your message. It kind of sucks. It's one of my big complaints. But that's basically the trenches done. So I'm gonna try to fit in one of those maybe. Is that on top of something? I think it is. That's a shame. We'll have to throw in these separately, and then it'll just kind of lock around that point, I guess. You can't really see it anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I'm gonna have a sort of break in the wall where another one of these soldiers. I could change the helmet to change it to a lapel. I might actually do that because that's kind of the classic Greek uniform. Down to one viewer technically, but it does that glitch thing. I'm not sure if anybody's left yet, but yeah, I do like this better. Hello, Tungus Viguta. I'm gonna call you Tungus or something. I'm sorry, I can't really pronounce the whole name every time. Okay, so we got this other Greek soldier. It's gonna be added in. Now, what I think I'm gonna do is I am running out of filler bricks, as I thought I would. So I'm just gonna place down a couple more of these. And instead of doing anything else, I'm gonna sort of... Shoot, I lost my train of thought again. I've been doing that today. It's been a heck of a day. Shoot. You got anything? No, you're good. Yeah, we got 2 people now. For the first time in a pretty long time. Sorry, I didn't even tell you what I'm building. I'm building a Lego World War II Invasion of Greece mock. And the Italians did it the first time. Didn't work, so now you can see the Germans that are trying to do it. And I'm gonna make a little orchard over here with these sort of trees. It's about €5. The model tank, I'm guessing. That's cool. That's a cheap model tank, if that's what you're talking about. Okay, so I'm gonna place down a couple more of these filler bricks. Just been saying that a lot. And then I'm gonna probably try to add in some other details. I'm not sure what exactly, but these are technically fake brown bricks, but I don't think it's a huge problem when I'm just putting them under as filler. Doing pretty good on time. Almost 10 minutes away from the 45-minute mark. Do often check that because it's kind of an important part of this. Do like that. Instead of €12, so I guess it was a sort of discount. What did I do? There we go. So that can work there. Maybe. I just gotta find parts, and I don't know where I can find these parts. That's my problem. Okay, so we're doing okay. I feel like I'm having problems, but it's just minor setbacks, so it's not a big deal. And I do like that. That's pretty smooth. So I'm going to throw that there maybe as a sort of brick. And it's kind of just an open area. I might add something in the middle there, like a broken down Jeep or something. I'm not sure if they actually had those. But I feel like that's too big, so I'll figure out something to put in the middle there. I was going to put a tank in this one, but I'm not sure if I will. If I can, really. It's going to be a big mock, so I'll have to figure out what the scaling is that I'm going to be doing here. Consequences shall come sooner than you wish. That is JWB, everybody. Say hello. Ominous as ever. So we are doing pretty good on time again. I've said that before, but we are. I'm finding parts in another section of what I'm doing, so that's good. I'm like literally picking them off right now. I'm currently building a Vietnam War mock. Interesting. Vietnam War. Is it Lego? Kind of. I hate the clear bottles. Clear bottle. Okay. You see, I don't know what Big J is talking about, but you never know with that kid. Okay. And I'm going to throw in one of these little brick pieces. Is anybody from Silver Metal Country? Yeah, I don't know if I'm missing out on what you guys are talking about. This is going straight over my head. Okay, so I'm gonna throw down a part or two. We are doing well. About as I predicted, people would start coming in around now. Seems to happen often. And yeah, so this wall's looking pretty decent. I gotta find some other ways to angle the other wall to make it look more interesting, I guess. Of course, you don't have to add too much contrast, but it's not a horrible thing. Yeah, we're doing all right on parts. No, where's PBTG? I don't know. I bet I could make a mock that's 10 times better. I really doubt that. Like, you know your skills, and you know that you're probably not as good. It's not even your thing anyways. You're in all the gaming and stuff like that, so. Anyways, for those who are new to this kind of community, Big J's gaming, I'm Legos, and PBTG is Legos. And Big J likes to bother us and stuff like that. Although he's actually been pretty decent the past few streams, so it's not a big problem. Blacked out like a phantom. Yes, indeed, Big J. Alright. I'm gonna throw in a part or two. Just trying to figure this out, I guess. You see, I could throw in that, but I feel like that's something that I wouldn't want to add in quite yet. So I'm gonna try to find a different piece that I could throw in. So just give me a second. Sludge attack. The only real ones you know about that one. Sludge attack. Okay. I'm not quite finding the part that I want to find, so I'm gonna give it a second or two, and then if I still can't find it, then maybe I'll try something else. Shoot, I just dropped that part. I made an anti-air tank. Job don't compare. Yeah, kind of lost here. Okay, so I found something that might work. I'm not entirely sure. I'm gonna throw in some parts and figure out how this is gonna end up looking. Dumb autocorrect. Oh yeah, it happens. Okay, so I'm gonna throw in another part in here probably. Then maybe a white piece. And then I'm going to maybe, shoot, you see, it just goes up way too quick when I do this, which is kind of a problem. I want to make it gradual and not just all going up at once. So I'll have to find a balance in here, I guess. You know what I could do? I could probably throw that in there, then maybe one of these, and then that looks pretty good because it adds in the repeating theme of the light tan, and it kind of just complements the rest of it. So I'm gonna throw that in there, and I do like that. So the thing with this one is I might actually change the top or the bottom, I'm not sure. To the Naf, we do not care. I also want to make custom armor for my tiger too. Arby's and Tums. Interesting. Chat just keeps getting better. Okay, yeah. So that's better. I feel like that would look better. So I'm going to make sure that I can kind of angle that and actually make sure that that'll come out all right. I feel like it kind of replicates it to the other side to kind of unify it. I'm using some fancy words here. I have more money than you, brokey. I bet you do. And you really don't feel like stopping the flexing, but whatevs. Can't really do anything about it. You'll keep flexing. So I got that, and I'll throw down one more part. And that's basically the white walls of that finished. So I'm just gonna throw down another couple of parts in here, and then I will finally finish it, I think. I'm gonna throw this guy down here, and he's gonna kind of be trying to hide behind this wall. Now, what I might do is, I'm so gassy. Sometimes I gotta ask myself, what goes on in Big J's head? I don't get it. I don't get half the stuff he talks about. But who really does? Talk about ice. Okay, so like, basically, ice, like, sometimes it forms when it snows, or like sleets. But basically, ice is a thing that's outside. I don't think you know too much about that one. But, I don't know. I'm not an expert on ice. I don't care about ice low-key. Yep, just too cool for that. Oh, it's good, RTW. Welcome to the stream. It's really picked up, so that's all good. I'm doing a larger scale knock. It's the invasion of Greece. So I'm not sure how this one will turn out. Yeah, it's turning out pretty well though so far. I'm not sure how it'll go. I'm never sure about this stuff. And finally, I can throw in one more, I think. Sing Chief Keef's hit single, Don't Like. Hello, Brick Mock Duo. Welcome to the stream. It's really picked up, so I'm actually having fun this one. Okay, so I'm just looking for some parts right now. If you just give me a second. You're staying at 3 likes, but that's about normal for my stream, so can't expect too much. That could work well over there. Now the question is what I want that to kind of fade into. And I'm thinking I could either do a bright green or just, I don't know what else I'd do. That's kind of my problem here. That is the question. Nothing new, but we did get a new like, so thank you to whoever did that. To be honest, I might just throw down a couple of parts in here, and I'm not sure how else I'd do the middle. I could always try to do something else with these parts, these dark green parts, but I'm not sure how that would turn out because I don't have a lot of those plates. You know what? I have an idea. I just had a large one of those pieces. I'll have to remember where I threw it, but I had it somewhere over here. You just give me a second. But I could probably throw that over here. I didn't like the stream, because I'm mean. There's a bad boy. K Diggy is a bum. You see, you're the reason why he quit, and I feel like that was rather unfair. He did not deserve that. And that's probably why I'm never making you a moderator. Maybe it's something to do with it. We are at about the 50-minute mark. I'm probably going to go over. I'm probably going to actually try to finish this on stream. If it does cut off, that's because I reached a limit of some sort. But I'm not entirely sure how this one will turn out. I'm optimistic right now, at least. Anything new? Mate, give him at least a little respect. Yeah, like, I get that you feel like you can diss K Diggy, but I bet that you couldn't make as good of animations as him. I bet you couldn't, because you probably don't have all the parts and stuff like that. So there's kind of a difference. Okay, so I am liking how this is turning out for right now. Of course, it could change up. So I'm probably gonna throw in another one of these. And shoot. Okay, so here's my problem. I'm gonna grab this for a second. K Diggy sucks so bad. You're the reason why he quit. I think he quit YouTube altogether. I'm not sure if that's because of you, but you don't gotta be a jerk about it. You already made him quit. Okay, that's not the right angle. Yeah, you do kind of this shit post all the time. And I feel like that's kind of... He does that too sometimes, but I feel like you should at least have a little bit of respect. Every creator is decent. You see, to a point, I like having more people on the stream, but then stuff like this happens where we start beefing with each other. And it's not really fun for me. You're just jelly of my back-to-back 450 view vids. No, not really. You might like to think that, but I'm not really. So, it's probably pretty good. Throw down a couple filler bricks in here. I see the jelly donutiness in you. You jelly donut jealous. See, this is what I gotta deal with. Kids like this. Alright, I'm gonna try to find some parts that I can throw in here. I did just find one. There we go. Now, if I can find the part that I had, which was very helpful, then I can actually throw that in, but I'm not sure I'll be able to find that. You're jelly of my Italian brain rot trading cards. Oh, I did forget about that. You should send the vid or something. That was really a great find. Found gold. course, comedy gold, but gold all the same. No. I'm guessing you're saying no to sending out a vid. Whatevs. At least I tried. Okay. Again, doing decent on time, so time's not the problem here. Throw one of those down. Maybe try to find another part or two. But I'm overall happy with this so far. I have to throw down another one of those parts. Didn't want to, but I don't have any of the other ones. Okay. Naflo is a Trojan horse. No, I don't think so. I don't even know what you mean at this point. Just doesn't make sense. Now, I'm wondering where I put that part, because I did have it. So, that is kind of a question. Hello, Damos. Welcome back, I guess. I'm not sure if you've been here the whole time, but welcome back. We got Big J in the stream. I'm pretty sure I told you about him. He's a character. Not really a nice one. Anyways. You're doing all right on time. If I just could find that one part that I had, maybe I could be doing better on time, but if I got mod the first time out would be thrown on JWB. Hey guys, are you having a good day? Just the switch up. It's insane. You go from cursing out K Diggy to being asking about people's day. Okay, Sickly Films. Welcome to the stream. It really is picking up. We got a lot of chatters. So it's a good stream so far. Hope that nobody messes it up, like Big J or anybody. It would be awful. Hate to see it happen. Anyways. So, I'm just trying to find some of the parts that I had, and then I'll throw them in. So the thing is, I could try to get that in there, but I don't think it's gonna fit. And brick separator isn't working. I'm building the Invasion of Greece. It's a new Lego mock I was thinking about doing. And I decided, might as well. There's nothing better I could be building. I was also thinking about an Afghanistan mock, but he building a helicopter. Nope. No, I'm not. Hold up. No, that's not it. Darn it. Thought I'd found a part or something, but I didn't. This is a very crowded workspace right now. I'm gonna try to find something. I just had it. Where'd I put it? That's the question. Beats me. Anyways. Yeah, I'm really not sure. Oh, shoot. Tip for the Greeks. Use SSH-40 helmets and Italian rifles. Yeah, It's probably... I have these because when I looked at the reference photos for them, they had these helmets and they had British helmets. I think one of them did have the SSH-40 or whatever that was, but I don't think I can put that on there, honestly. I didn't anyways, so I don't have it on there, but how would they get Italian rifles if those rifles are from their enemy? Well, a lot of soldiers did loot from dead bodies during the war, so that might be one of the ways they'd get it, but I'm not entirely sure. And I did a little bit of research, but not a lot. Just lent lease MP40s. Yeah, true. I did a lot of Russian influence stuff here, because they're technically pretty close to Russia. I don't know, not really. I'm not entirely sure right now. Now what I might do here is I might throw that there and try to cover it up with the bush, because I won't have enough pieces if I try to do that. So if I throw that somewhere in there, that kind of covers it up. I can just throw something on top of that. Maybe like that. I feel like that looks decent. JWB, I'd go back in time if you were born so I can drop you. Paul's Gaming. Oh, I didn't even notice that was Paul's Gaming. It is really picking up. 7. Normally don't have this many. Is that a threat? He does do a lot of threatening. He had the M31 as a standard. The rifles are the Mannlicher Carcano. Yeah, I do have Carcanos, but I think I'm using them up somewhere. I'm not entirely sure. It's not what I was thinking about, honestly. Okay. I'm gonna work on another one of these bushes and also try to find that part that I'm missing, because that is a very key part and I just lost it somehow, so. That's kind of a shame. The M31 is the Italian helmet, SSH-40. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I already built the minifigs, so I feel like changing them would be kind of counterproductive. I do thank you for the information, though. I'll keep that in mind next time. Did have some Adrian helmets and Brodies. Yeah, I'm kind of trying to make them look ragtag, so that's kind of the look I'm going for. I get that historical accuracy is important, but I feel like I'm just trying to have more fun than trying to be historically accurate, so I'm sorry if it's not entirely historically accurate. Honestly, I'm going to travel back in time and give the Greeks honey badgers. Okie doke. Dream big, kid. Man. Okay. And 6 likes. So that's good. It's always good when I can get those. Okay, so I'm gonna throw this guy kind of... How am I gonna do this? It's a great question. It's snowing, I know. I'm not sure if it's laid yet because I haven't really checked it out, but I do know that it's snowing. Now, I might also add this guy dead just to show that both were kind of suffering casualties. And I feel like I just don't really have a place to put him, so... I know. Yeah, I know. I've had this sentiment where I want to make a stop motion, but I don't have the historical weapons and helmets. Yeah. Speaking of, I am working on a stop motion right now, so that's always, it's kind of fun. It's kind of complicated too, because I'm trying to have fun this week, but I also got to lock in on that thing, so it's kind of a shame. Just damn luck, y'all. I'm gonna go and try to find the part that I'm missing. Alright guys, I cannot find that part, so I might have to finish that off stream. We are going over my normal time. I'm gonna have to end it at probably 1:15. So I apologize, but we are kind of nearing that. Yeah, this has been a really good stream, so thank you guys for that. I'm just trying to find some parts right now, and I can't seem to find the one part. I bet I'm gonna find it right after the stream. I guarantee you. It's just such a pain. It's just so annoying. Where could it possibly be? That's the question. I keep losing stuff everywhere. I lost like a whole case of stuff. Can you make a house tour? Yeah, probably not. Thank you, man, for the stream. No problem. Lol. Naflo is home. No, at least get your spelling correct if you're gonna call me homeless. I'm probably not gonna do a house tour. Not until probably a little bit later. Yeah. I might send like a picture of it snowing, but like, no. I did not make that deal. We are not doing 9 likes in a house tour. Also, I just don't want to reveal my family, so. Yeah, I'm missing that piece. That really pissing me off. It's always just one piece, and it's like a huge piece that would stretch to there. But what are you gonna do? It's really annoying, but there's nothing I can do about it right now. So I'll have to do a lot of this off stream. I'm sorry that I couldn't find the pieces to do it now, but again, it's a shame. Wish I could. Okay, so if I throw that down there, and I can throw one more down there. Now I feel like I could do something over here. Naflo would get 2 wishes from a genie. 10 likes and a face reveal. No, I'm not making these promises. Nice try. I will do a face reveal at some point. I will promise you that, but not today. Anyways, we are approaching the 70-minute mark. Hour and 10 minutes, whatever you want to say. I'm missing the piece that I really needed. I'm looking through all of the parts that I have just laying around, and I can't find it. So I'll have to do the rest of this off stream. Only 6 more likes for a face reveal. No. You see, I wish I had the parts. I really do. And I just had a whole bunch of... I'm missing like a whole bunch of stuff. No, I promised a face reveal at some point, and I said not today. So, you are sadly mistaken. Do I have it in there? Yeah. I'm missing the part. Yeah, it's kind of a shame. I don't know what else I'm gonna do, so I'm probably gonna end it about right now. Thank you guys for watching. Wah, little bro. Thank you guys for watching. Really good stream. Ended up with 8 likes, so thank you guys a lot for this. I'm sorry. I do have to end it at some point, but thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.